Stop. If you understand English, fine, but freeze the second you have to actually say something. Don't scroll past this one. You're going to want to hear it. I'm not going to give you 5 tips today. I'm going to teach you the actual method I use with my private students right now for free using one real example. So by the end of this video, you'll have walked yourself through it. I'm Mary. I teach women learning English one-on-one, and I built something called the Speak Freely method after watching the same thing happen to student after student. She understands more than she can say, and nobody had ever taught her why or what to do about it. And that's what today is. I care about this specific problem because it's the thing standing between a woman and English she's already worked so hard for. There are 3 parts. Take it in, make it yours, and say it out loud. Stay with me through all 3 because they only work together. I'm not just the coach in this. I'm also a student. I live in Bangkok. I sold most of what I owned and moved here with my daughter, and I've been learning the Thai language in real time while I teach English for a living, which is a strange, humbling position to be in. Last week, a neighbor asked me something simple. I don't even remember what. And for a second, I just stood there. Not because I didn't understand her, because she was looking right at me, waiting. And some part of my brain decided that was a problem of survival instead of just answering a question. My body tensed up. It froze, and I know this freeze from both sides of the desk. I know what it's like to sit across from a student and watch her eyes go somewhere else mid-sentence. And I know what it's like to have that happen to me mid-sentence with a neighbor who was just being really friendly. That's actually why the method works. It wasn't built from a textbook. It was built from watching real freezes happen, mine and my students, and asking the same question every time. What would have made that word come out anyway? And 3 answers kept showing up, and that's where the method comes from. Let's use one real example and walk it all the way through. Here's the scene. Someone asks you, "How was your weekend?" You know English. You could explain your whole weekend in your first language without thinking. But in English, what actually comes out is good, and then silence, and you walk away thinking about the better answer for the rest of the day. That's the freeze. And let's fix it. Part 1, take it in. Before you ever open your mouth, you have to notice how people actually talk. Not textbook English, real English. So this week, when someone answers, "How was your weekend?" near you, actually listen to the words and the shape of them and the cadence of them and the rhythm of them. You'll notice people don't just say good. They say good and then they add one small specific thing. Good, I finally cleaned out my closet. Pretty quiet. I just caught up on my sleep. Busy, my sister was in town. It all follows a pattern, and that's it. That's the whole shape of it. One reaction word, and then one specific detail. You've probably heard this shape 100 times and never noticed because you were not paying attention, but you were really hearing a pattern. And that's what take it in actually means. We're training our ear and our eyes to notice a pattern that's already all around you, instead of trying to invent an answer from nothing in the moment. And now it's time for part 2. Here's where most English learning goes wrong. You take a phrase from a book and you try to use it, and it doesn't fit because it was never about your life. So take that shape, one reaction word plus one specific detail, and build your own. Not a textbook weekend, your actual weekend. What's true this week? Maybe pretty good. I tried a new recipe and it actually worked. Or maybe kind of slow. I just stayed home with my daughter. I want you to notice something. That sentence is now yours. It's not translated from your first language. It's not copied from a lesson. It's built from a pattern that you noticed, filled with something that is true. That's what I call a pocket phrase, and it's the whole idea behind Make It Yours. You're not memorizing English. You're building a small, real thing that belongs to you. And then step 3, part 3, say it out loud. This step gets skipped constantly, and it's the one that actually matters the most. Say your sentence out loud. Right now, alone, before you ever need it. Not in your head, out loud with your mouth. Pretty good. I tried a new recipe and it actually worked. Say it again. Pretty good. I tried a new recipe and it actually worked. And a third time. Pretty good. I tried a new recipe and it actually worked. Why this matters comes back to the phrase itself. When someone asks you a real question and you're building a brand new sentence from scratch under watchful eyes, your nervous system reads that as pressure and it pulls resources away from the exact thing you need, which is speech. But a sentence you've already said out loud 10 times before, it's not being built anymore. It's just being retrieved. And that's a completely different job for your brain. And it's one that survives the freeze instead of getting caught in it. This is the part that separates women who slowly get more fluent from women who stay stuck, feeling like they know English but can't use it. It's not more grammar. It's not more vocabulary. It's saying real sentences out loud before you need them until your mouth knows them without your brain having to build them. So take it in, make it yours, say it out loud. Notice the pattern, build your own true sentence, and say it out loud before you need it. That's the whole method, and it works on anything. Not just how was your weekend. You can use it to order something. You can use it to answer a hard question at work. You can use it to tell someone you disagree. Same 3 steps every time. And it sounds small, but it isn't. I've watched this exact shift be the first real turning point for a student, weeks before her English is even noticeably better. She just stops being afraid of the moment. So here's what I actually want you to take from this. You just walked through the real method, the exact one I use, on one real example. You could stop right there and go do this yourself with your own situations, and it will work, I promise. Doing it alone is just slower. You're noticing the pattern, building the sentence, checking your own work all by yourself. In a lesson with me, I do the noticing with you. I help you build the sentence that actually fits into your life, and I hear you say it out loud so you know it's right before you ever need it out in the world. One of my students put it simply, I feel comfortable speaking English in class. That's what a lesson with me actually feels like. Mistakes are the fastest teachers, and working with someone just means you're not guessing alone while you learn from those mistakes. So picture this, 6 months from now, someone asks you a real question, at work, at a dinner, standing in line somewhere, and you just answer it. Not perfectly, not without thinking, but out loud, on the spot, without that half second of nothing, no freeze. You walk away and you don't spend the rest of your day replaying what you should have said instead. That's not a fantasy version of you. That's what happens when your brain stops treating English like an emergency and starts treating it like something it just does. It's not sudden and it's not magic. It's a woman who kept practicing until the freeze stopped showing up. What would that actually be worth to you? Which conversations have you been avoiding because you didn't trust what would come out? What would you finally say yes to if the freeze wasn't part of the decision anymore? If you want to find out, come and find me. I want a trial lesson around this exact method. come find me. The link is down below. I cannot wait to meet you.